YouTuber Nairofey, who recently hit the headlines, has left people shocked after coming clean about her marriage and the lies she put up with to protect her man. She disclosed she used to buy herself gifts and live lavish and pretend it was your friend baby who was behind her lifestyle. Her accusation left social media users with questions and mixed reactions, as some wondered how a grown-up person can marry someone without doing their due diligence. According to the 24-year-old, she exposed her hubby, what had transpired, thus announces a breakup.
Their house wedding, you're supposed to bring a witness. At this point, I thought he will bring his mom. Up to today, I don't know why he never brought his mom, because if my mom was alive, that's the one moment in life I would want her to be there for me. But my big sister came, and I remember him inviting his brother, and I asked him, why can't your mom come? And he was like, oh, she's blah blah blah. I don't want to talk about family, honestly, so travel together. But then I know at this point you guys are like, how stupid is Nairofey? How stupid can you be? I was in love, I was young, and I believed in this man with my whole life. He was my only family at this point. So now a wedding date has been set. I remember we went to town. I think we were now finishing up the errands for the wedding, and he was like, I want us to pass by Westlands so that we can eat, then go home. So this is the most, I think even whatever he's doing right now is not betrayal, but whatever he did this day was the biggest form of betrayal I've ever to Westlands. So we are going to a restaurant. You know, when I think of that day, I'm so heartbroken, and my heart cries for that girl. I wish that day I could have just turned around and said, you know what, no. But I didn't know how to say no to this man. So we went, he took me to this office, and we went. I didn't even know what's a prenup. I didn't even know anything, and he took me to his lawyer, and he was like, so I want us to sign some documents before we get married, so that we can just it's like a will, so that in case of anything I can be able to protect you and the kids that we will have and all that. So I remember seated in that seat, and I remember the lawyer mentioned something. She said this, I was married at your age too, but I'm now divorced. I think she was trying to tell me something, but she couldn't say it because Duncan was there. Then I was like, oh, so sorry. I was like, oh, mine won't fail, mine cannot fail. In my head, that is. So these documents have been brought, and we are like, we are being told, you can write down the properties that you have, blah blah blah. Of course, at that point, what do I have? I only have some cash and nothing. So I was like, me I'm okay, actually. I have nothing to write. Duncan had already written his whatever he wants to protect. And I remember reading a specific sentence, and that's when I knew there's a problem somewhere. This man wrote, he wrote that any money, I cannot post that prenup for now because it will compromise the case. My lawyer said I cannot post such documents because they will act against us. So this prenup says, because it's still there, any money earned by the name Nairofey from that time going forth, even after separation, he will always get half of my money. Even if I shoot a million videos, even if he's sleeping from wherever he's sleeping, he will always get half of my money. I remember reading that, and I was like, what? Why are you putting that yet? I'm the one who works on YouTube. I'm the one who does this and this. And he was like, mama, no, you know we cannot even break up, don't be like that, nini. And he convinced me. And I remember reading another statement that said this: after our separation, he will only support the kids alone and not the mother. And I thought to myself, how heartless can one be? But because I was so scared, I was so confused. I just signed it because I wanted to also not lose him, and I just wanted to please him. And this man had brainwashed me he had formed me into whatever he wants. And I remember that day going back home. Remember, guys, at this point I have no car, I have nothing, but I still have the sponsor. My heart is so broken right now. I remember going back home, the whole journey I cried in that Uber, and he would be like, I'm so sorry, Ama, what do you want? Ama, we go and tell her to remove it. Of course, him trying to play with me, and I was like, yes, I can remember, no, but you know, you've already paid for it. I cried, and he convinced me, you know, I'll never leave you, that's just a key document. And I was like, if it's a key document, why are you getting ready for such a day? If it's a key document, why do we then need it if you'll never leave me? And I remember that really made me feel bad. So our wedding day came, and when you're going for Sharia house wedding, you're supposed to bring a witness. At this point, I thought he will bring his mom. Up to today, I don't know why he never brought his mom, because if my mom was alive, that's the one moment in life I would want her to be there for me. But my big sister came, and I remember him inviting his brother, and I asked him, why can't your mom come? And he was like, oh, she's blah blah blah. I don't want to talk about family, honestly, so let me just leave it at that. But he didn't invite his mom. And I remember when I posted my wedding video, so many people questioned, why is it that there's no family there? Why is it that there's blah blah blah? And up to today, I also don't know why the mom never came, but it is what it is. So we have now gotten married, and apparently we are supposed to now go with him to Russia. So we are coming from the wedding, we went, had lunch, went home, and the following day in the morning, he tells me this: there's an emergency at work, I need to go back. What we will do, I will just go back, I will leave you to continue the process, and you will come, because we are already married. It will be the easiest thing we can do. And I feel so overwhelmed. I went to the embassy. I was told I need to do, it was a long process. He has to send me an invite, which of course he knew, but he pretended he doesn't know to buy time. So I told him, we need an invite, we need blah blah blah, and he was like, oh, then I need to prepare it. It took so long for him to prepare it. Time was now going. I'm like, Queenie, it's not coming. Queenie, blah blah blah. So it came. I went to the embassy. I had to certify the marriage certificate. It was just a long process, but nigga knew I'm not going there one way or another. So war came, and I've never seen someone as happy as that man was at that time.